and we have folks from around the country and from overseas. Really had to think about everyone's safety. Even kids in marching bands today. Really tough to make it into Manhattan today.
Coach, okay, you've had because I was one of the, not the Grand Marshal, but one of the special honored guests.
Talk about the Grand Wizard of the KKK.
Did I mention you, Coach?
No, I knew that. I didn't know.
But anyway, it is a special week leading up to this, and of course the parade is always, a highlight. But for you and your family, I know it's been quite a journey. Tell us a little bit about why you're so proud to be a part of the Columbus Citizens Foundation.
Well, I think from a family perspective, Dad was in the Pesaro section in northern Italy. Dad came here when he was 11. Dad never finished second grade. So his father had sold bananas and apples at the Bronx. And my dad worked for him and eventually took over his own food store. And I worked for my dad from the time I was 10 to the time I was 22. In fact, I bet you I can still tell you exactly what day a cantaloupe would be.
Bring me a paper towel.
Really, what day?
You gotta check with the cantaloupe. It depends on the cantaloupe.
But you worked your way through college, working at your dad's store, also a taxi cab driver.
Yeah, my freshman year, I was married and had a family, so I supported my wife and my daughter. I paid every penny of my education. I drove a yellow cab in New York. I drove a truck to the post office at Old Chelsea Station, 18th Street. I worked in my father's food store. And you may imagine that probably wasn't the most fun a freshman ever had in the history of college freshmen. But that's also what led to my beginning my coaching career, which I did my sophomore, junior, senior year. I coached high school ball during the season at Fordham Prep, and then I worked for my father in the off season.
Down in Coastal Carolina, eventually were the head coach down there, right?
Well, that took place a little bit later. I coached for 16 years. Then I went to Wall Street. So I began my coaching career here in the city. I began a Wall Street career here in the city. Then I went to Ameritrade in Omaha. Then from there, I went back to football.
It's such a remarkable story. And so what does it mean to you to be able to have this great honor today?
Well, I think first we celebrate the Italian culture and what the Italians have brought to our country. But I think more so their family values.
I don't really know what that is.
They came over, think about it, they came over here dead broke. They couldn't speak the language. And because of their emphasis on
So this is the original Spam, and we'll be tasting 5 flavors of it.
Persistence.
Yep,
They were able to
Spam,
literally
ham.
live the American
I want this to be a true taste test, so I took slices directly out of the can. I also
That's
fried
the Asian lady?
That's
the Asian lady?
The only Grand Marshal.
Forget her name.
I think that's okay.
I'm sorry. Carmen, there is also a special ceremony that will happen today
Emmy?
in St. Patrick's. Can you talk to us a little bit about that, about what's going to happen?
Yes, today we have the Mass celebrated by Cardinal Dolan, and he's going to celebrate Italian Americans. I think sometimes the Cardinal feels that he's a little bit Italian, so we're really happy about that.
What's going on?
Since Friday leading up to today, we've had a dinner for Joe, the Grand Marshal, and the other honorees. So we were so happy that that went well. And then on Saturday evening, we had a gala, which was incredible. It was at Cipriani.
What's going on, everybody? What you're doing this morning?
We had so many more guests than expected because we did reach out to so many people, and it was really incredible. We raised so much money for the scholarships.
Yes, we should mention that today is all about raising money for scholarships, right?
It is. Today we've raised over $43 million, which is incredible, and we're still going strong, and we want to continue that. And today we'll have Joe back to the townhouse. We are on
They're holding a Columbus Day Mass because Columbus Day has been canceled today due to Hochul's call for an emergency.
You're gonna have a great day with the mass and lunch. But Chris, I mean, next year, what do we do?
We're going forward. Next year, we're going for it. Joe's going to come back.
Joe's gonna come back.
Joe's coming back.
Joe's gonna come back.
Am I coming back?
Yes.
Am I doing this on TV?
We'll have two parades. We're going to have the two parades.
So two grand marshals.
Why not?
Not the Grand Wizard of the
I
KKK.
have in my notes here.
Watch out. You should come back as Grand Marshal.
I'm good.
Oh, she doesn't want to be
Just to wrap it
the
up,
Grand Wizard
There was
either.
a Michelangelo float that was supposed to be there today. Will we get to see that next year? I mean, can people see it somewhere
Absolutely.
just in the meantime?
We'll have it come down Fifth Avenue next year.
His
Why not?
550th birthday? All right.
Well, the president said Italians are back.
He did.
Columbus is back.
We love the Italians.
We love you.
Yes, and we have to remember that this was given to the Italian American community because when the Italians came here, they were tortured, they were hung, they were persecuted even by their own religion. And so they gave them a day to, celebrate all the great contributions to the city and the country.
Agreed. That's why we're very proud of this.
A special day today. Unfortunately, the parade is canceled, state of emergency. It was the right call though, so.
Coach, give us a pep talk.
And what is that emergency?
Give us a pep talk.
There's nothing you can do about the weather, but it's still Columbus Day, Columbus Day weekend. So I couldn't be more honored as a New York City kid to be the Grand Marshal of the only parade in the history of mankind that didn't take place.
Cheryl, Christopher, and Carmen, thank you guys so much for being here. I do feel
Thank you.
inspired about that.
Thank
Thank you
you.
guys very much.
All right.
Only thing I like about Christopher Columbus, he gave me a free day off of work today. That's about it.
Hey,
Any of that positive.
that might be a good thing.
But,
I'm not getting a day off.
Yes, it is the right call, to stay safe, be safe, not sorry. In a situation like this, we do have a nor'easter, which is pretty nasty. But
What's going on, Vega?
This is what it looks like.
Erickson, I believe.
Yeah, it's a gray sky,
Good
windy,
morning.
cool, very wet, and the potential for some flooding out there, mostly in our coastal areas, but even some localized flooding could be happening. We've seen some pockets of rain, even some thunder showers here in the offshore waters. A lot of that is still rotating into the tri-state region as the nor'easter continues to press on by. So coastal flood warnings are in effect for Long Island along the Jersey Shore. It's mainly at times of high tide that you have to be concerned with what will be coming through, because the tides will run about 2 to 3 feet above normal with some wave action on top of that. So these are your timetables. The next high tide cycle, probably the worst one, just after lunchtime. It's between about 1:44 to about 2:30, depending on exactly where you are. But check out your local tide tables. The next one that comes through closer to midnight, probably not quite as bad as what we have for this afternoon, but still significant.
CJF, what's going on? What's going on? Good morning.
Time for this to get out of here. Right now, the winds are coming in from the northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour, but gusts are going as high as 30 to 40 plus
Where you
miles
from?
per
Are you
hour.
planning to
So
travel
the storm
today?
Definitely not letting up just yet. Current temp, 54, will probably end up at about 59 for a high. But these two areas of low pressure, the nor'easter, just takes some time to get out of here. Here's the future cast, and you see how they kind of interact with one another and keep that area of low pressure near the coast close enough by that we have to deal with the showers. Scattered showers, pockets of heavier rain go on till about maybe midnight, and then it becomes much more scattered in nature. The rain breaks up during the day for you tomorrow as the wind speeds start to come down.
What's going on?
Just take some time for this whole thing to get out of the air. As far as rain coming in from this point forward, maybe a quarter to a half inch for many of us, but along parts of the Jersey Shore, you may see some heavier rain totals over an inch. At least that's what the models are kicking out for. So rain through the day, windy, wet, high temp 59, then slow clearing tomorrow. The rest of the work week looks pretty good. Let's bring in Jeff right now and find out what it's like to get around.
Well, Mike, not a lot of congestion out there, but slow going, lots of wet spots. And again, you want to budget extra time if you're heading on out this morning. Don't forget, on select trucks, you've got a travel ban on the MTA bridges. That's for high winds. And of course, alternate side parking suspended on this Columbus Day. You've got a detour in Tuxedo Park on 72. That's Sterling Mine Road shut down just west of Orange Turnpike for down wires. We've also got a down tree now on the Palisades Parkway. That's a northbound issue heading up to exit number ramp. And it looks like we've still got a crash being cleared away in Clifton on 46 westbound, right at the Garden State Parkway. The other issue in Jersey has been Route 3 by MetLife Stadium. We had a crash being cleared away at the Western Spur. Looks like that might be off to the shoulder traffic, easing out of Secaucus now. And also, we've still got flooding in the city, southbound Harlem River Drive at 2nd Ave, and some flooding in Queens still out there off the LIE eastbound for the central one lane still shut. Crossings have been pretty light. Holland Tunnel, the worst of it so far this morning, just about a 10 to 15 minute delay coming in off the Skyway. Rosanna and Dan, back to you.
Jeff, some issues to watch out there. Thank you very much. We got entertainment news with Ryan coming up next.
And at 9 o'clock, we're celebrating Columbus Day in the Good Day Cafe. We're gonna get a little taste of Italy, some stories, some recipes. My daughter Jenna and our family restaurant Fresco by Scotto is cooking up a storm. We're gonna do a little brunch, like a little cacio e pepe omelet, something different.
Oh, they're trying to get people hungry this morning. They're looking to practice their mukbang noise. Yum, 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 yum. Delicious. And I'll be back in a little bit, people.